Hey guys, J-Games here again. This is going to be one of Goku landed at Kame house. So he would not land in Mount Paozu, but when he landed at Kame house, he'd be introduced to Ox King, Gohan. He's introduced to them all. And Gohan's more like an uncle figure, as Roshi's more like a father figure to him. So yeah. And with Ox King, when Goku met Chi-Chi, she's more like a kind of like a cousin to him, so he wouldn't really date her at all. Because they've been close since they were kids, but then because of that, kind of ruins the whole thing. But I guess we can go to when Goku meets Bulma. By the time Goku meets Bulma, his power level will be at 50 instead of the regular 10. Then eventually they go to the desert, they meet Yamcha, and Yamcha and Goku fight, and Yamcha loses. So with that, they gather Dragon Balls, and Goku's been doing Roshi's training since he was 5 years old, so at this point he's 11. By the whole grade 8 thing, Roshi figured out it was the moon, so blew up the moon already. The moon's already gone, so Goku doesn't turn into grade 8 at all. But, so he's been doing, like, the milk delivery, the swim away from a shark, the push the boulder. He's already been able to do all of that. So Goku does eventually end up basically going on to more or less, like, I guess he just... Well, he's already done all the training, which does include studying a lot, and he does the training day by day. Goku's intelligence is pretty average, which does lead to them like kind of finishing off the first search for the Dragon Balls pretty early, which does lead to Yamcha training with Goku for the first like month or two up until Krillin arrives. Bulma's been watching them train for a bit, and Goku also does flirt with Bulma constantly. So yeah, Goku's had a tad bit of a pervert. Not a tad bit. I mean, he's a huge one, but he's able to calm it down a bit. So applying the same multiplier that Goku had gotten for the tournament, using what he started with, comparing it to the what he was at first tournament. Using a multiplier, Goku would be at a power level of 430, so he's already pretty broken, stronger than Demon King Piccolo, at least comparing to him. So Goku in the tournament actually wins because Roshi taught Goku hundreds of martial arts, and Goku's able to counter a lot of the martial arts Roshi uses. Then against the Red Ribbon Army, his power level will jump up to 559. And, against Tao, he killed Tao pretty easily. Roshi and Tao. Goku and Tao began fighting, and Tao eventually got hit by a technique that Goku had called the Poison Fist. And you know what Goku does is just send like a giant shock of ki to your heart, and it kind of overloads it to the point where it causes a heart attack. So, he killed Tao like that. Then it's Tien, Goku's power level at 783, so... Yeah, and that includes the same Piccolo Jr. arc. He doesn't really need a multiplier for Piccolo for King Piccolo. So, yeah. So he fights King Piccolo, and he eventually would make spit out an egg, being Piccolo Jr. Goku will still train under Kame, and by the time he arrives on Earth, his power level is going to be 1093. And then he comes down to the lookout to fight Piccolo Jr. 1093 is his power level. Then he begins fighting Piccolo Jr. in the tournament, Piccolo being at 700 himself. But with this, Goku basically ends up more or less like just defeating Piccolo. But we move on, and we go to the Raditz saga. Goku had married Bulma in this one. Him and Bulma were a lot more flirtatious, which did lead to them dating. So, yeah. But when Raditz arrives, Goku's power level is going to be 1020. But eventually, when he takes off his weights against Raditz, first off, Raditz fought Piccolo and almost killed him, so Piccolo's kind of just dying in the desert somewhere. So, yeah. Goku's power level when he takes off his weights against Raditz. This time Krillin came along with him. Krillin and Tien did. And Krillin and Tien are relatively the same, but add an additional 100 to their power levels. Add additional 100, and that's how strong they are. But Goku and those two begin fighting against Raditz, and Raditz seems to be incredibly powerful up until Piccolo would arrive. He healed. Against helping, now Raditz begins being a... He hasn't been fighting properly. He begins fighting dirty. That he actually would have used a double Sunday, but not fired off, but instead, try to stab at Tien, kind of like a Chidori. Well, all he really does is make a very bad injury for Tien, and then almost cut Krillin's head off. Instead, Krillin has a very, very badly injured neck, and Krillin has to lay out for the rest of the fight. Then Goku, as he keeps fighting Raditz, not as equals, but they're still pretty close in power. Raditz is still being overwhelmed by the two, but Goku actually does insist on Piccolo taking Gohan and leaving, because he's going to use a technique that may destroy the area. When Piccolo agrees, jumping in, opening the pod, and pulling Gohan out. With this, he then flies off with Gohan. Goku and Raditz keep on fighting, and Goku then fires off the Kamehameha with Raditz, and Raditz fires off in a full power double Sunday. Then circular attacks collide, and now Goku begins pushing his limits as hard as possible, and eventually would exhaust all of everybody's energy in his body, killing himself, but also killing Raditz. This Goku hits the ground dead, and we see Tien, who's actually killed by a Dribbly who brought Senzu beans. He has to put Senzu bean in Goku's mouth, not realizing Goku's already dead. When Senzu bean put in Goku's mouth, Dribbly then puts his head on Goku's chest, realizing his heart isn't beating. Immediately, Krillin actually would sit up, asking what's wrong. So Piccolo and Dribbly would give him a sad look, saying Goku has died. Immediately, everyone on Earth is shocked, or at least all the Z fighters are shocked that Goku had died. They try to revive him via Dragon Balls, but Goku's like, no, I'll stay here for a bit. He's going to turn King Kai. This one, Goku would cross Snake Way, but a little bit faster, leaving a bit more time for him to turn King Kai, and being able to tell a few jokes, actually. The moment King Kai asked for a joke, Goku's able to tell King Kai a joke. This just gives Goku an additional few days of training, a few months and days. Instead of getting 6 months of training, he gets around 7 months of training. So by the time he does encounter Vegeta and Nappa, well, first off, when he arrives, Tien's a bit stronger in this one as he trained a lot harder. Because he actually felt bad that, him and Krillin and Piccolo trained a lot harder, very hard. They all felt bad that, basically, they felt useless, and that led to Goku dying, and they blamed themselves for Goku's death. Goku told them over and over, don't blame yourself, but they keep blaming themselves. Piccolo doesn't really care, but Tien and Krillin do. So those two would more or less train a lot harder, and by the time that Nappa does arrive, Piccolo and Tien combined are able to drop Nappa, but not before the sub-7-minute attack. Piccolo arrived late because he was training Gohan a lot harder, and Gohan does seem to be a very emotional child, but also somewhat of a pervert as well. But he's going to kind of beat that attitude out of Gohan, so... Yeah, let me take it any other way because I said he's a pervert, but don't take it the bad way. But eventually Goku would end up more or less he arrives late. But the Seven don't kill anyone. Chaozu did blow himself up, sure. But he blew himself up on Nappa's back, and that severely injured Nappa. Allowing Tien and Piccolo to use a combined attack with a Tri-Beam Ha and a Special Beam Cannon to kill Nappa. Now they've all been teaming up right around Vegeta, and they're all losing. Until Goku arrives, elbowing Vegeta right in the chest, sending Vegeta flying. Goku's power level currently is at... Wait, no, I messed it up. He's at 23,000, not 12,000. I was looking at notes for the wrong video. 23,500. That's the most power Goku had gotten without extra bit of training. 23,500. This begins completely obliterating base Vegeta until Vegeta then shoots up all the way into his grade 8. And Kamehameha 8 takes care of Vegeta like that. Goku does it pretty easily. Kamehameha 8 defeats Vegeta. Vegeta still uses his pod to escape. Well, now Goku spends a bit of time waiting for, just his pod to be built so he can go to space. Gohan will go with them, but the thing is, Piccolo is actually with Goku, Piccolo's with Goku, and they're going to be training on the ship the whole time. While Gohan and everyone else is in the pod. Piccolo was at around 3,000, and Tien was around 2,400. And then we would have Gohan, who was at around 4,000 exactly. Gohan wasn't told to fight Nappa, he was told to fight Cybermen. Gohan, yes, was the strongest one there, it was just Piccolo didn't want the kid to fight a grown man. So eventually with this, we move on, and Goku does eventually end up going to Namek. But he trains with Piccolo the whole time, and he trains with Piccolo. Piccolo will actually be pretty strong. Goku, when he arrives at 264,800. This is Piccolo behind him at 260,000 exactly. Now Goku would just fight the Uni Force, just Gohan fought them as well. And they had a gravity chamber on their ship, it was just... the other humans did, it was just it didn't have enough room for Goku. That's why he didn't go with them all, but yeah. Goku does eventually end up just staying, I guess not staying, but he trains with Piccolo the whole time, and then everyone else knows how to counter the Uni Force. As well, they all got to be around relative power level of 30,000 each. Though they're not just like it's Gohan, Yamcha, Tien, Krillin. It's about those four and 30,000 each. I'll put Gohan at like 40,000, so 40,000, then 30, then 40,000, 70,000, 100,000, 130,000. Combined, they're actually able to defeat Ginyu, but due to them being pretty tired out from the other Ginyu force, they don't lose, but they're really tired. So when Ginyu fights them, they fight to a standstill, but they're being pushed back significantly. Which just leads to Goku and Piccolo arriving, and Vegeta also got beat up as well. When Goku and everyone else arrived, we basically just see like Piccolo arrive, clotheslining Ginyu so hard he breaks Ginyu's neck. So yeah, pause real quick. So Piccolo had just killed Ginyu, and with that, well, they move on. First, everyone gets a Zenkai boost, or the Saiyans do, being Gohan and Vegeta. So Gohan gets a Zenkai boost as he was already at around 40,000, while everyone was at 30,000. But Gohan had jumped to be around 80,000, and Vegeta, who jumped to 70,000. And with this, well, they head on. Now with this, they do encounter Frieza later on. But Goku had more or less, first off, he was the one to go seek out Frieza and go fight him. So he goes to fight Frieza. Well, Goku basically just wanted everyone else to find the Dragon Balls. He's going to go fight Frieza himself, as he's the strongest one there, obviously. But also, that's Dragon Balls. So, yeah. So Goku being fighting against Frieza. Well, I guess they just really fight. But Frieza does quickly injure Goku. Goku's able to strike Frieza by blowing up a certain part of his pod, which allows ship. Allows Goku to escape and get in a healing container. That he stays in there and his body begins healing. But no one knows where he is. Now eventually, they end up more or less finding Goku once he's finished healing. He's out of the pod. And with the injuries he got from Frieza, his Zenkai boost got him up to 8.7 million. Now everyone else has their potential unlocked by Guru, but Goku's power level is still the highest. Behind him would be Gohan, who actually jumped to 3 million himself. Then behind him, we would have had Vegeta, who himself was at... I said Vegeta's 2.8 million, so pretty close behind Gohan. Piccolo behind him at 1 million, as he's also fused with a nail. But with this, we go on, and we see Goku fight Frieza. Goku seems to be not equal to Frieza until he uses his Kaioken to its full abilities. And also, he's actually able to defeat Frieza. And, well, Goku's pretty proud of himself. So, yeah. But Namek is still going to blow up, and everyone did escape already. So, Goku gets in a pod, flies off, and he lands in Yardrat. On Yardrat, he learned Spirit Control. And, yeah. Vegeta arrives on Earth, and on Earth, his power level jumped up to 9 million, in base format, that is. Also, Goku wanted to find another alternative to Kaioken, but not going up to such high levels that it strains his body to this limit. Not limit, but to this extent. So he finds Super Saiyan. Finds out about it just through training. But the thing is, he did realize if training Piccolo he got a lot stronger. But no one on Yardrat can compare to him in power. So with that, he actually began to learn the clone technique and fought against himself daily. And so he found out about Super Saiyan. He also did learn instant transmission, so, yeah. Like, he had recently learned it. And honestly, the way he had used it, he's lucky he landed on Earth. But yeah, so Super Saiyan, he's at 450 million. But Trunks would see Goku, and, well, he's just shocked at how strong this Goku is, because reportedly this Goku wasn't this powerful. And this is Trunks from the original Z timeline. So this Trunks is not used to these people being this strong. Because Goku is the strongest one there. And then behind him, actually have Vegeta, who took over Goku's canonical power level. I'll be giving that Goku's current power level, canonically, to Vegeta constantly over and over and over again. Because everyone seems to compare Vegeta to Goku, and he's always weaker. So in this one, he'll take over Goku's old power. Then behind him, we have Gohan, who constantly take over Vegeta's old power. Then, yeah. This Gohan mainly hangs out with Roshi a lot, and that results in a lot of training. So, yeah. But, we go on, and eventually Trunks was one of them, and they train for 3 years. By the time 3 years are up, Goku is at 9.5 million. Then Super Saiyan, he's at 475 million. Behind him, we have Vegeta, who has the same kind of power level as canonical Goku. The only difference is, this Goku took his heart medication. He's actually pretty intelligent and doesn't know that he has to take the medicine. Like, he has to or else he'll die. But he took it a little late, so he actually does experience some parts, not some parts, but just he has to rest for like an hour as they all fight against the androids. Just allow Vegeta to somewhat not defeat Jiro, but Jiro's pretty badly injured. When Jiro releases both of the androids, he's already dead. By the time he does so, he died. And with this, he did only 16 of his own accord, just in case. Now all the androids ran out and began fighting against the Saiyans. And since they're all built to take on Goku, well, you don't really know how strong Goku actually is. Jiro's not programming them the last 6 months. He more and more spent time perfecting their ki usage. But he didn't really spend time perfecting their power overall. So they beat the humans until Goku arrives. But when he arrives, he's able to take on 16, 17, and 18. He's not able to beat them all, but he's still able to compare to them in power, almost as equals. But it's going to be really hard to do so. But then the androids end up powering up. And oh, by the way, Frieza was still here. So yeah, Frieza and King Cold were still there, just trying to kill them all. But Goku powers up to Super Saiyan and begins fighting the androids again, and proves to more or less just been beating them until the androids power up themselves, and they prove to be equal to Super Saiyan Goku. All this, Cell does arrive and absorbs 17, but 16 also dead. 16 is dead, 17 is absorbed. Now they have to protect 18. But they have Imperfect Cell, and to train for Imperfect Cell, Goku jumped to 40,850,000. Now this has been Cell fighting, and Goku's at 2,042,000,000. And Goku's kind of the sacrifice here, not really Piccolo, who, no one dies except for Goku. He doesn't die just yet, but he fights Imperfect Cell and proves to more or less just not be an equal, but be pretty close in power. Eventually, Cell almost kills Goku, but instead of being draining his ki, up until we see Vegeta and Gohan arrive, and they're both in Super Saiyan. With this, they've been fighting Cell, and he beats them all, but he has to retreat because he's tired. Eventually, 18 is absorbed, and Cell games begin. So we get training for 10 days, and we see Vegeta train with Trunks, Goku train with Gohan, and Piccolo train with everyone else. And also fuses with Kame. So yeah, then Goku's at 110 million, then 295,000. In Super Saiyan, he's at 5,514,000,000. And the thing is, he's Super Saiyan Grade 2, which actually is a two times multiplier for him. So, yeah. But with this against Cell, well, Goku fights Cell. And this Goku doesn't know Gohan can use Super Saiyan 2. It's just, he wants to push Cell to his absolute limit before quitting the fight. And Goku also does abandon some of his Saiyan pride with his personality. Yeah, he sucks at the Saiyan. It's just Roshi taught Goku to fight smart, not just be constantly addicted to fights. Goku does eventually use Super Saiyan Grade 2 and end up pushing Cell even a lot more, but Cell eventually would get Goku away from him. And, well, Goku eventually lost, but now it's Gohan's turn. And the thing is, Cell doesn't get a Senzu Bean. Then when Cell tried it, Gohan fired Ki Blast, blowing up the bag of Senzus, saying that Cell can't get a Zenkai mid-fight. It's unfair. Cell actually now wants to kill Gohan, but the thing is, he's so weak he can't. This Gohan can actually use Super Saiyan 2 by will, but it takes up all of his ki in 5 seconds. Gohan has 5 seconds to make it count. With that, Gohan shoots Super Saiyan 2 mid-fight, and Cell begins getting obliterated over and over and over again, until Gohan shoves his fist through Cell's heart, and with hand inside Cell's body, just blows it up. Just fires up one big ki blast, and that big ki blast completely incinerates Cell, killing him. So Cell's dead. But yeah, so Cell's dead, and with this, well, we move on. We go to Goku, who is around, as we go on to, just, I guess the World Tournament. Well, the androids are still revived, 17 and 18 are. 18 still marries Krillin, 17 just does whatever the hell he's doing. Through the World Tournament, Goku's power levels will be 143,383,500. And Goku tapped in Super Saiyan 2, being able to do it by will. But also Super Saiyan 3, but he only do that for on the same kind of limiter for going on Super Saiyan 2 and his Cell Saga. only do it for 5 seconds. So, yeah. So, the tournament, well, Goku's the one to break it, but he does it by accident due to him being basically dwarfing everyone in power, because, well, this Gohan always trains with Roshi, and Goku's constantly around Roshi, plus around Bulma all the time, which she has a gravity chamber, so he trains in there constantly with Gohan. This Gohan has purple hair. And Trunks did realize that this is like a opposite timeline. He's like, alright then, well, and I can probably hop over to some other one. Like, Trunks had enough fuel for like 3 trips. One to this universe, but by accident, to the normal universe, then to his own universe, or timeline. And he didn't really care once he did realize that this was a branch timeline. So, yeah. It didn't turn him too much. We also came back to this timeline just to help him with the androids just in case. And he didn't need too much help. So, yeah, they didn't need too much help. Sells time machines allowed enough fuels for Trunks to go to his normal time. So he brought Bulma that time machine, and then Bulma gets to keep the other one. But yeah, on the tournament, Goku fights everyone, or is about to fight everyone, up until we see this Popovich and Yamu still get Gohan's ki from Kibito. Well, Kibito would make Gohan go Super Saiyan 2, which does allow for Popovich and Yamu to get Gohan's ki. And with this, well, we basically move on to just the Buu arc beginning. Now this will basically see Goku being one of the first people on the scene, but he doesn't kill Shin. But instead, Shin is basically going to bring to death at this point. But Shin eventually was able to be healed by Piccolo. And with this, well, we see Poo-Poo and Yakon charging Goku and the Z-Fighters. Swiftly, we see Krillin jump in, kicking both of them in the neck, knocking them out. Probably killing them due to Krillin constantly training. With Goku's recommendation, they do that. So, yeah. Then, eventually, they're met by Dabura. And the thing is, Piccolo is actually strong enough to take on Dabura as an equal. So Piccolo and Dabura begin fighting, up until he's about to be spit on. It's Krillin was already spit on. Instead, we see Chaozu latch onto the head of, well, Dabura, as Chaozu was revived in Namek. We see Chaozu blow up, and, well, Chaozu's able to come up with the self-destruct sequence, but instead, as she takes up most of Chaozu's ki, not his life force. This Dabura falls back, kind of stumbling a bit, with his head bleeding. And we see Yamcha use Wolfang Fist, and then we would see Tien use a Tri-Beam Ha right on Dabura's face. This Dabura falls over, and, well, he is dying. So yeah, Krillin was the one that was kind of just putting a stone at anyone else. And they were avenging Krillin by basically ambushing him. Eventually with this, Dabura isn't completely dead. Up until you go on and walk over to him, grab his head, and just squeeze. Go on, poofs up to Super Saiyan Grade 2, that's how he's big enough to do that. Grab Dabura's head, squeeze, he's dead. So, yeah. Now with this, everyone charges on, and they begin fighting against Buu. Because he is released, so. With Buu being released, well, they've all been fighting him. And, well, Super Buu isn't really a challenge for Goku. Because everyone does know, just keep Super Buu away from Goku. That's about it. It's like Goku charge up his power. And it's like Vegeta's the one that came up with this plan. Vegeta isn't Majin. He just knows that Goku trained a lot harder than everyone else here. Because Goku was born for training, specifically from Roshi. And Vegeta was told by Roshi, because, well, Vegeta was kind of curious about it. While Goku was on Yardjet and actually asked Roshi to train him, Roshi said yeah. But Vegeta actually found out why Goku was so strong. He was trained to be the pinnacle of humans when they thought he was a human. So Vegeta does realize that the Goku's kind of training made him get a lot stronger really fast because of how he trained. He trained to be the pinnacle of everything. That wasn't Roshi's intention, but that's what he ended up creating. So Vegeta isn't really too undermined by Goku, but instead deems Goku as someone who kind of just... What is this? Vegeta kind of thought of Goku as someone who had nothing to live for besides training for a long time, and training was all Goku had. Vegeta doesn't actually get why Goku's so strong, because all he had was training. So, yeah. He had his friends, sure, but Gohan's like the one thing that made Goku realize training isn't all there is to life. Gohan and Bulma were. Yeah, he had friends, sure, but all he really did with them is train. He had no interest in anything else. Gohan and Bulma kind of swayed that interest for him. So Vegeta more or less felt bad for Goku. And Vegeta, but this Vegeta marries Chi-Chi and they have Trunks. Bulma gave them the name recommendation. They like it, so yeah. I just want to do the other way real quick. But we move on. But Kid Buu eventually does awaken, and Goku happened to be on Shin's world, and he broke the Z Sword by accident. This results in Elder Kai being released, but Goku actually still has no interest in the ultimate form. He doesn't want it because it halts his power in his eyes. Instead, he wants it released, but doesn't want the ultimate form. Like, he wants potential unleash, just don't give him the ultimate. They're able to do that, which shoots Goku's power level to be around 158 in base, like 158 million. And with this, so he comes back down to Earth, and in Super Saiyan 1, he scares the absolute shit out of Kid Buu. Super Saiyan 2 still scares Kid Buu. Super Saiyan 3, Kid Buu is annihilated. Super Saiyan 3 is just like one-shots him. Like, just like a simple dragon fist erases Kid Buu from existence. That's how strong that attack was. So yeah. Now eventually we go on, and Goku basically he doesn't really train all that often. Like, he more spends time like go on and basically told Goku to chill out, because Vegeta also encouraged it. Because Vegeta, when he was going to turn, always I went on the tangent of like Goku all he had to live for was training. Vegeta still felt inferior to Goku, which would trigger a Majin. It's just Vegeta didn't know why Goku was the way he was. It actually built in Vegeta not training Majin. And Vegeta actually encouraged Goku to not train, but more or less find something peaceful to do that isn't fighting. So what Goku does is result basically just farming. Bulma had bought a piece of land, and then it was a pretty good farming, so he started farming there. And farming is kind of how him and Roshi ate on Kame house. So yeah, but Goku's a pretty decent farmer. And then Vegeta eventually got a job alongside him, and him and Chi-Chi constantly got in arguments about whether he should be a farmer or not, because that's something that Goku was doing. Eventually, they farmed enough, and they eventually had enough money to hire farmers, which led to Goku actually being able to work with 17. Goku was looking for other jobs that wasn't Capsule Corp, because he had nothing else. He wasn't really good at that. So looking for jobs, he actually found one found one working on an island with animals. Goku went there, so he was already always pretty good with sea life, hence the turtle and everything. Goku, when he arrived there with Vegeta, they've been working with animals, and they realized 17 was the co-worker that hired them. When 17 arrived, he's shocked to see these guys there and in the same gear as him. Like, oh, you guys are the ones I hired. Cool. Now, 17 trains daily with them, and they always train, so trains daily. That's kind of what's inferred, but yeah. Now, eventually, with the 17, they actually go to Bulma's birthday party, and when Beerus arrived, Beerus was shocked to see how strong 17 was as a person. And we see Goku actually being fighting. So Goku is at around 159 million as a power level. 159 million, so yeah. And Goku did train, but it's more if 17 asks, and they ask if they finish up lunch break, and they're like, oh yeah, we have nothing else to do for our lunch break. Sure, we can train for a bit. Like an occasional thing. Yeah, so Goku fights everyone, and eventually, not everyone fights Beerus. Everyone fights Beerus, and Beerus is actually pushed back a significant amount. But still, Super Saiyan God is needed, and Goku's that one Super Saiyan God. This as he fights Beerus, Goku's power level jumps up to 12 quadrillion. And with this, he eventually able to push Beerus up from 70% all the way up to be around so this is kind of like double canonical Goku. So I'd put Beerus going from 70% all the way up to 78%. So with this, Beerus does deem Goku very impressive, and told Goku how to use Hakai. Or to use the energy of Hakai to defeat him, which Goku was like confused by that. So Beerus like, Hakai is one of the most powerful forms of power in the universe. So that does actually make Goku pretty happy that he's able to push Beerus to that limit. Now this, Beerus actually almost needing to use Hakai, actually going to Goku to train on his tower, or not tower, but on his universe. And Goku basically said that he's as strong because of 17 and Vegeta and Roshi. But Roshi is interested in training with Beerus, only Vegeta, and then, 17's kind of curious about the animals. Then Whis had said that he's basically going to put a barrier on the island, that only people that you allow can access it, and you're in full control of it. 17 agreed to that, and that works. So when the alien poachers want to come and take them, they can't go near the island, because for them the island isn't shown. The island's invisible unless 17 wants it there. Only 17 wants people to go through it. But 17 does occasionally get calls like, where's the island? He's like, oh, it's right there. And they go through the barrier. But yeah, so 17 trains with Goku and everyone else. And 17 doesn't really stay there constantly. He trains there for like 8 hours a day instead of working. Like for like the whole time he's supposed to work, he trains with Beerus and Whis, and then eventually would head back home. So yeah. Now eventually with this, we move on to the Resurrection F saga. But this time, 17's the one that she encounters Frieza, and hence him and Frieza being fighting. But this led to actually 17 developing a form that we didn't know that he calls Godly Android. Or the Android Supreme is what he calls it. And with this, basically 17's, well, he gains a red aura, but then the aura isn't really red, it's more or less just he gains an aura of fire. And that it should be being able to, he basically becomes a firebender temporarily, up until he runs out of God Key for a bit. And with this stage, he can push back Frieza and his absolute power, so eventually he pushes to 50% Golden Frieza. Well, that way, actually Gohan arrive with Piccolo, Goten, and Trunks, and everyone else, like the humans had defeated all the 1,000 warriors, Tien actually killing Ginyu himself. But eventually, when everyone else arrived, well, it was a pretty, I guess Gohan and Piccolo and Goten, like Piccolo, Gohan, and Gotenks, they're like the main deciding factors. So Gohan takes over as canonical Vegeta, but only in a Super Saiyan form, not Super Saiyan God forms. Let's go into his ultimate form, which actually does equal to a Super Saiyan God Blue Vegeta. At this stage, she's able to push back Vegeta a significant amount. Not Vegeta, I mean, push back Frieza a significant amount, pushing up to 100%. Until Goku and the real Vegeta arrive. Not real Vegeta, but Vegeta and Goku arrive. I don't know why I said real Vegeta, but yeah. With this, we see Goku being like basically just beating the hell out of Frieza, until eventually Frieza would try to blow up the planet. But immediately we see 17 rush in, pulling off Frieza's arm, and then kicks Frieza in the air as we see Vegeta and Goku try to come out and attack, and it's a final Kamehameha, killing Frieza. So with this, we move on to the Universe 6 saga, and in the saga, Goku's power level isn't 15 trillion. Not 15 trillion. Isn't the same kind of trillion that wasn't canon. It's 15.8 trillion. So pretty strong. And with this, we go on. And, guess we can move on to Goku, like, it's the same kind of fights. I'm going to find a screen for that. So, Goku versus Potamo. At least 17 takes a place of wherever Buu or Gohan would be, whatever. Goku versus Potamo, Goku wins pretty easily. Kind of the same way he does in canon, but only in his base form. Goku versus Frost, Goku loses. One way he lost because his pseudo Ultra Instinct didn't account for the needle that Goku didn't realize was there, so he got hit by it. Oh, my Wi-Fi sucks. Piccolo versus Frost, Piccolo loses but identifies the needle. But Vegeta wants to fight Frost normally and defeats Frost. Then Vegeta versus Vegeta goes the same way. Then Vegeta still teaches Kappa Super Saiyan. Then Hit versus Kappa. Not Kappa, I mean Hit versus Vegeta. But instead, the roles are reversed all the way up to Monaka. Or, Goku versus Hit. Goku still loses due to lack of ki. But still, Hit doesn't have any energy to fight. At this point, he doesn't even have enough energy to fight base Goten. That's how low on energy he is. Because Goku pushed him to that limit. But now it's Monaka versus Hit, which actually is going to be replaced with 17 versus Hit. And 17 wins pretty easily. So, yeah. With this, well, first off, the Omni King still arrives. Goku, 17, and Vegeta show that they're not really too scared of him. So, they show that they're pretty cool guys. And now, Vegeta's still about, so 17 and 8, and 17 and Goku, who don't really care too much. So, yeah. So, this actually makes, this makes Zeno friends with 17 and Goku, and 17 compares Zeno to one of his kids. And when Zeno hears that he's gonna be compared to his kids, actually asks godly powers like him. And he's like, no, but they're really childish like you, and I think you get along with them pretty well. So I was like, oh, can I play with them then? And this isn't Zeno, not Zeno, but 17's like, sure, but if they make you mad, you come to me. You don't erase them from history. And Zeno, wanting playmates, actually agrees with this condition set by 17. But she leads to Zeno already having a friend. So, yeah. Now with this, we go on to the Goku Black arc. Now in the Goku Black arc, Goku at base is 17 trillion, Super Saiyan 850 trillion, Super Saiyan 2, 1 quadrillion. And Super Saiyan 3, 17 quadrillion. Then Super Saiyan Blue, 370 quintillion. This time when Trunks does arrive, it's still the wrong Trunks that they're supposed to meet, because their timeline's pretty safe. It's just Trunks is followed by Goku Black. When Trunks does arrive, he arrives with two different people. The canonical Goku and Vegeta. The canonical ones. He looks up saying, "Huh? Dad?" As he's staring right at Vegeta. Vegeta says, "Yes, Trunks." As Vegeta's helped up, and so is the other Vegeta and other Goku. This trips out canonical Goku and Vegeta as they're kind of confused. But what's going on purple hair, and their Trunks have black hair? Vegeta explains he married Bulma, not Bulma, married Bulma. Our Vegeta in this What If explains he married Chi-Chi, and then Goku had married Bulma. And then Goku asked the difference, and Goku explains he was raised by Roshi. It was just he was really good friends with Grandpa Gohan, and he named his son after dead Grandpa Gohan, who died of old age. So Goku's like, "Oh, so what about Goten?" Goku points right where Goten is. He has half purple, half black hair. Then we have Trunks who has black hair. So yeah, and Trunks says, "I will never get over myself with black hair." Kind of trippy. On this, our Goku offers to train them all, and he does train them all. He's a pretty good teacher. He trains Gohan and Goten and Trunks. Like, he's the teacher for all of them. Roshi more or less trains the humans, really, like Roshi and Dende do. Well, Goku trains the stronger ones. So yeah, eventually when they're told about Goku Black, it's just kind of going on the whole thing. Eventually Goku Black arrives, and then Super Saiyan Rose. Goku just stared him down, powering up to Super Saiyan 3. Hit Goku Black right in the gut, full force, and him flying right back through the portal, and says, "I assume that's Goku Black." They nod, and Goku would sigh, saying, "Damn, that was he's powerful, but it's a good thing my Super Saiyan 3 is strong enough." I hope we don't have Goku Black. And Trunks actually talks about Zamasu, and he's like, "Oh. And now I think that we can prevent ourselves from getting Goku Black." This Whis actually offers to bring them all the way over to Universe 10, and they do just that. But they bring two different Goku and Vegetas. Now this Zeno actually doesn't really care because he has friends to play with. Like, he's very happy right now. He's at like peak happiness. He doesn't care what they do as long as they don't fracture time completely. And they haven't really done anything to fracture it completely. But we see that she was given permission by Zeno to kill Zeno. Not Zeno, I mean, to kill, not to kill Zeno, but to kill Zamasu. When Whis arrived, actually tells Gowasu, Zeno actually told all of them to kill Zamasu. Well, he's shocked Zamasu, and he's like, "Wait, what? Why?" And this is when Whis says, "Huh? Why don't you show us what's under the oven mitt there, Zamasu?" Zamasu was freaking to the Keyblade. The minute is pulled off by our Goku, and we see a Keyblade. As Zamasu tries to stab Goku, but the moment his hand hits Goku, the Keyblade shattered. Goku was actually confused with Zamasu and just realized that Goku actually swiftly punched it, but he made it seem like that it hit his body and it was just too hard and shattered. Zamasu's then 1-inch punch right in the heart and killed. That 1-inch punch from Goku was basically his poison fist he didn't use since Tao. When he used it, it basically just made Zamasu's heart explode. Zamasu hit the ground, dead. It shocked everyone, just not Whis, because he knew how it worked. He was like, "Goku, what was that?" Goku had said, "I guess a godly poison fist." Whis said, Did you just send ki to his heart and make it blow up?" Goku with a thumbs up, saying, "Yep." I should use that on Beerus. He says, "No, you shouldn't have. Good thing you didn't." Goku says, "Oh yeah, then I would have been a destroyer. That's too much work. I don't want to be one. Yeah, good thing I'm dumb, kinda." Now this they get back to their Earth with actually our Goku wanting to learn, like, not our Goku, but the canonical Goku wanting to learn how to use Poison Fist. And our Goku is teaching Goku how to do it on clones of our Goku. But yeah. Now eventually with this we go on, and Goku Black does arrive again. We see our Goku step up and fighting with Super Saiyan Blue, and sneakily get in a Poison Fist. And with that kills Goku Black. So with Goku Black dead, well, now they head over to the timeline, but they should ask Zeno, can he come with them? Zeno does, and with this, he erases Zamasu from existence. Suddenly, Future Daishingan and Future Zeno arrive, questioning past Zeno. Past Zeno then says that he basically, they invaded his timeline, and he's going to help them because they're nice. And Daishingan's like, oh well, okay, time has been fractured, so go ahead. They turns around, and Zeno and everyone else leaves. Trunks and canonical Goku and Vegeta headed back to the normal timeline, thanking the other counterparts. So, yeah. Now this we go on to the Tournament of Power. Tournament of Power, Goku had trained extremely hard, because that still has to go on. And Goku is at 108 trillion as a power level. I'll find something about Jiren real quick. So this, Universe 70 is wiping the floor with everyone. But 21 trained with 18 for the whole 36 hours, giving her God Ki. But they trained in the time chamber, so that's why she got God Ki fast. But then they had Gohan train Goku and Vegeta in the time chamber, with Dende being able to upgrade it with help of Whis. Then eventually Piccolo being trained with Gohan in the time chamber. They'll be rotating in and out of the time chamber with the godly ones, giving all of them God Ki. But we're going to go over something with Jiren. So we get over here. So Jiren suppresses at 121 quintillion. But the thing is, Goku and Super Saiyan Blue can go up to around this Jiren, the fighting Goku Jiren. He can surpass that in Super Saiyan Blue. So when Jiren and Goku first fight, Jiren is hit by that Goku, and immediately sent flying halfway across the ring, which shocks everyone that Goku can do that. Due to this Goku being so strong, he never uses Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Yeah, he used Kaioken to beat Frieza, sure. But Super Saiyan Blue already drains a lot of ki because he's channeling it to his full ability constantly. So there's really no need for him to do that, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Eventually, Jiren does go up to the power level he did against Ultra Instinct Omen 1 Goku, or first Ultra Instinct Omen. But with that, our Goku's Ultra Instinct Omen is broken as all hell, pushing Jiren to use about, I'd say, he does power up, but not to this extreme extent. Powers up to the point where his power level's on the verge of 1 septillion. Goku's half of 1 septillion at Ultra Instinct Omen 1. And the thing is, he used Ultra Instinct Omen by will. Roshi had the pseudo Ultra Instinct, and Goku had trained with Whis for a long time, and I assume Goku would learn the pseudo Ultra Instinct thing. So he can possibly learn Ultra Instinct Omen, but of his own accord, and how to do it naturally. But this is Goku's first time using it naturally. He was using it against Jiren. Well, Goku is able to attack in it of his own accord, but Jiren does push Goku back a lot, so pushing Goku to Ultra Instinct Omen, second coming. Now this Goku's at 108 sextillion. Now with this, Jiren, Goku's still again fighting, and I said half of 1 septillion earlier. Jiren pushes Goku back a lot, almost killing him. I changed my mind when I realized how strong Jiren was. Second coming of Ultra Instinct Omen, still getting his ass kicked, until Goku eventually retreats, but he was meditating. He has a clone in the corner with him, not him, but with the clone attacking him constantly over and over and over again. And Goku's using Ultra Instinct Omen to avoid all the attacks, because he has clones defending him, so he has a wall of Super Saiyan Blues defending him while he trains. Eventually, with 10 minutes left in the tournament, you see Goku being able to use Ultra Instinct to master ability. Jiren and Goku begin approaching each other, and Jiren asks Goku what he thinks will change this time. Ultra Instinct seems to be useless. Goku then appears from behind Jiren, kicking him right in the back, and Jiren feels like his spine just shattered. It didn't, but Jiren's back is in pain. Jiren laughs, saying, guess that's what changed. Goku outside, putting his hands together like he's praying. Then he suddenly shoots the Ultra Instinct Mastered version. Mastered Ultra Instinct. And immediately everyone would feel the dimension shaking with Goku's sheer presence. Goku stares Jiren in the eye, and then Jiren was hit by his own attack, which is basically like the whole blinking thing, and then Jiren just rapidly punched. Goku hits Jiren with that, and Jiren sent flying out of bounds. Pause real quick. So, well, when Goku uses this Master Ultra Instinct form, and the presence of Goku is able to just knock out Jiren and crack a dimension, well, Whis then compares Goku to all the destroyers, saying that in this form he would probably take them all on and win. With that, Zen actually asks if the destroyers are up to this, and they all agree. Beerus says, "Nope, I already know I would lose, and then I don't need my pride damage even more." Because this wasn't a tournament for life or death, more or less. Goku was able to sway Zeno out of that, and so were 17's kids. But yeah, there's all the destroyers attack Goku. But in one swift movement, Goku's arm is out and he's behind them, and they're also flying back into the stands. But suddenly, Ultra Instinct Master just gone, and Goku just goes in the stands, panting, saying, "Wow, it's tiring." We see Whis high-five Goku, saying, "Good job." And with this, well, we go on to the Broly movie. In the Broly movie, Goku can use Ultra Instinct Master of his own accord. He beat the hell out of Broly in 10 minutes. Broly got the hand in 10 minutes from Ultra Instinct Omen Goku, then mastered Ultra Instinct Goku just for fun. Like, Frieza was just amazed by this display of power, because it was Frieza this time. It was Frieza, so. Frieza was still revived, and Frieza came out the same way. It was just Goku versus Jiren was the only different part. Kefla was obliterated, everyone was obliterated. So, yeah, just Jiren was the only different opponent. That's about it. Because Jiren had to push beyond his limits. But then when he did do that, he used one shot. But yeah, so Ultra Instinct Goku just defeated defeated Broly in one go. And then against Frieza, Frieza's just terrified of it. But Vegeta just arrived, shoving his hand right through Frieza's chest, killing him. We see Paragus just kind of nervous about Vegeta, but Vegeta says he apologizes and that Paragus should leave with Broly, Chilai, and Lemo. Then she does shock Paragus and says, "Why are you letting me leave alive?" Vegeta says, "Because I'm not my father, that's why I'm letting you live. Now go." With this, Paragus actually nods, and he leaves with Chilai, Lemo, and before they leave, he tears off Broly's collar, saying he doesn't need this. Broly would smile as he high-fives Goku, and Goku would say he'll come to planet Vampa and train them occasionally. And with this, they leave, and now we move on to the Moro arc. Goku has Ultra Instinct mastered, and maybe being able to mix it in with Super Saiyan by now, which would lead to Vegeta wanting to be superior to Goku, and he's able to somewhat use I forgot to mention one thing in tournament power. Vegeta didn't need Beyond Blue to beat Toppo. He needed regular blue. That's about it to beat Toppo. That's how strong he was. So that's about it. Just one side comment. But now we have Vegeta, who's been training with Beerus constantly. Beerus gave Vegeta the ability to use Ultra Ego. So Ultra Ego Vegeta he's the one to fight Moro, not Goku. But when Moro being absorbing Destroyer Ki, we see Goku shove his arm right through Moro's chest, and then Moro's Hakai'd by Vegeta. And Vegeta says, "Kakarot, why'd you have to interrupt it?" This time use Goku, as Vegeta says, "Also I'm using my Ki into him. That would have Hakai'd him inside out." Goku just laughs, saying, "My bad." Now this we move on to Granola. Granola still fights Goku and Vegeta, but they are a lot stronger, a lot stronger. The point where they're not really classified as beings in the universe, they're classified as deities in the universe, which allows them to not be surpassed. So instead, Granola's made their equal. Goku and Vegeta combined actually Vegeta's able to use Ultra Ego a lot easier, and in some casual form on some random Friday. You can use it like it's nothing. So can Goku with Ultra Instinct mastered with Super Saiyan forms. So with this, when they begin fighting against Granola, as a team, they defeat Granola pretty easily. Even when Oil, Elec, Maki, and Gas arrive, they are defeated in one Ki Blast from base Goku. He kills them all. So that kind of ends the whole Dragon Ball series with this. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, comment for another part. Goodbye.